What's going on, everybody? It's Jacob Viral. Today I'm going to be doing some seat removal tests as well as floor reinforcement maybe. So we shall see. Stay tuned. So I'm going to go ahead and do an initial test first with the seats in, same volume, and I'll do one seat out and second seat out, and we'll find the results for each one. Really curious to see how much I gain or lose just by having seats in and out of my vehicle. So, let me go ahead and get this on. It hasn't been turned on today. First turn on. Got my tools ready to remove my seats and my meter. Go ahead and get everything set up. Do my initial tests. I always put the meter on the same spot and I'll test at the same volume for everything. So, put it right there. Turn everything on. Make sure I got my stuff set the way I always do. Anybody that doesn't know what I'm doing, I'm pretty much trying to get my system as loud as I can with what I have. I have a wall build with 418s. Welcome if you're new. I'll do volume 25 this time. And let me get I have a Bluetooth device here hooked up that I'm going to use with a sweep. You can go to my playlist on my channel. Go to the playlist on my second channel, Jacob Viral 2. My playlist, you'll see test tones. I have a test tone and sweeps. So everything I use on my phone or my Bluetooth here is actually on my devices. That's also on my playlist. So, all right, so now I got that all set up. Let me just get my device hooked up to my other phone. Multiple phones just to make this work. It connects. All right, so my initial first sweep with the seats in. Here we go. All right, so we're going to remember that number and screenshot it. 41.05. So right at a 41, which is out the gate, kind of what I expected. So 50 hertz at 41.05. All right, so let's go ahead and get this first seat out here, and then we'll see how it changes just from that. So remember, it's right at a 41 when we start, and then I'll take a seat out and test, take the other seat out and test, see how the frequency changes and peak, as well as put the seats back in, because obviously I'm not having my seats out. But for SPL, I'm just curious to see how much output changes just by me taking these seats out for you guys to watch, as well as you'll see later in the video for the rest. So I'll see you in a second with the seats out. The seats out. So let's find out what it meters. With the one seat out and then with both seats out, we'll find out. Keep in mind that you have to do port adjustments when you take the seat out, and I tuned the port right at with the seat in, so it'll probably go down, but we shall see. All right, door shut, same as everything else. .94. Let me screenshot that. So 140.94. FYI, links in the description to show support, as well as if you want to see a build series for everything it took to get to where I am, you could go there. So I got a screenshot to show y'all the difference if you already don't remember the number. So started at 41 and then went to 40.9, so about 2/10 loss. So I'm actually slowly trending down with the seat out. I could retune my port with the seat out and actually gain, but that's just the knowledge to show you taking a seat out can lose a few tenths or gain tenths. It depends. As a driver port, normally if you tune it with the seat in, you're going to be losing every time if you tune it right. So me showing that proves that my port is too big with my seat out, but with my seat in, it's actually either dialed in perfect or a little too small. So that's a quick one real quick to show anybody on camera. If your port on your driver's side, if you're walled, you take the seat out and you lose, means that your port is either dialed in perfect or is a little bit too big. And if you actually gain with the seat out, then it means your port is probably too small. That's a key note. Hopefully somebody understands. I could be wrong, but that's just what I realized from that terminology. So, and that was at volume 25. Keep everything the same. Let's go ahead and take this other seat out and we'll find out the results. All right, both seats are out. Oh man, we'll find out in a second. Turn the cameras there. Let's find out real quick. I'm gonna guess it goes up a little bit, but my peak will even go up even higher. I don't know, we'll find out. Everything's on, 25, bass knob's on. Head unit goes on. Sorry, to make sure everything's good. Hit the like button if you like this kind of content. Stay tuned for more as well. So, make sure the door is shut. And let's burp it. Not burp, sweep. Okay. 40.89, and my peak is 53 hertz. So taking the seats out, my peak went literally up 3 hertz, which is to be expected. So started at a 41, then a 40.9, then a 40.8. So honestly, it's kind of a downward trend, not a huge change at low volume. Of course, at high volume, it could be a lot more drastic, but downward trend. But keep in mind, if I was to add to my port after having those 2 seats out, I guarantee I would have to add this into like right here, add 2 inches, and then I would instantly have a gain. You'd actually gain more by having the seats out because it's not containing that pressure, but I'm not doing that. What I'm doing today is actually working on reinforcing the bottom. So I got my meter results in, so I'm able to actually show some kind of test with the seats out for you guys and girls watching. So hit the like button if you enjoyed that kind of content. And I'll explain real quick before I get into working on the seats. So, not the seats, but the reinforcement on the floor. But what I'm doing right this second is I wanted to first find out what my test was, the meter results, with the seats in, and then took one out, and then both are out. And once I took both of them out, I could kind of see how my peak changed. Getting into the dangerous zone for me. I don't want to be peaking in the mid 50s. But that's all in my port tuning. So it doesn't look pretty, by the way. Sorry about that, but got a lot to work with. So that's kind of how it looks. So what I need to do now is reinforce my floor. So I want to be able to have a little layer there that'll gap over and fit in place here with this. So, and then we'll find out how things change on that. So stay tuned. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. We'll find out real quick. Reinforce this floor. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And stay tuned for more content. And subscribe. So having the seats out looks a lot different. Just gotta get used to this. But I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna have seats staying in, so. Man, that port looks so big when you have the seat out. But I compensated for the seat metric inside of it, so should be a good size. But all right. I'll show you the results in part 2 with the floor mounts in place. So stay tuned for the next video for that. If y'all have any other questions, ask, and I'll answer where I can. And we'll see what we can get this thing. 4 HDX 418s on a single 6,001 amp. I already did the meter results video too. You want to go watch on my channel. First main channel, Jacob Viral. You'll see I just posted it, so a couple days ago or whatever. So you have to go watch that if you want to see what it metered full tilt. And hopefully this is a gain with the seats. So stay tuned to part 2. Let's continue this little trend of gain or loss, lose trivia with this. So there's not going to be a part 2 actually to this. I went ahead and did some kind of little small test pieces in here, what I was going to do with a layer of wood all the way down, and I'm not really liking the way it's looking, so I'm just going to keep it how it is. I was going to have another layer of birch all the way down to here, but it doesn't really look like a good idea to do. I'd rather keep my cabin kind of more stock without all that extra wood reinforcement. Make it look a little more impressive and not as extreme. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the seats back in. I hope y'all enjoyed this test, showing y'all some seat removal SPL differences. But guess a waste of time for me, but video content as well as some learning curves for the system. So not going to be doing any kind of floor reinforcement. I would rather just keep it how it is, Dynamat and stock. So hopefully that wasn't disappointing for anybody looking forward to that from earlier in the video, if you're still watching. But yeah, definitely going to just keep it how it is. Stay tuned for more video content from Jacob Viral 2. What's going on, everybody? This is Jacob Viral, ending this video to say thank you for watching my videos. Every single day I have a daily cardio video I upload. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow.